Right, today's journal entry. 2 losses back to back, 2 days in a row. I want to catch this because the best trade of the day was this break-even trade that I did. The day chart's crazy. It went up, it went down. It's huge swings, very V-shaped recoveries, hard to predict. But you're looking for the trend line break with the Fibonacci combination to take a trade. This had bounced after dropping way down. It bounced up, and I can see why people would be looking to short this. But you have to wait for the trend line break and the Fibonacci. So where's that at? Let's take a look at it, because the exact same trade set up pretty good for the long right here. And I'll show you how that can happen. One swing, when it swings down and it comes up 50%, that's to continue the short. And we have the Fibonacci right here in that trade. And you can see it came all the way up into the golden zone, right into the 50 and 60% area where it wicked, and the short could be entered on the way back down there with a little tiny stop loss and probably a 3-to-1 return. Same thing happens on the long side, going long here. I tried it, but I broke even. I probably could have gotten at least 2-to-1 on it, but I wanted more, and that's why it didn't work. If I'm going for a long, I go to wait for for a trend line break, and the trend line is going down right here, or going up, right? And then so the trend line coming down, the pullback coming, let me see what I got here. Let's see. Trend line breaks go, well, to short, the trend line break went up this way 50%, and it rolled back down. So the trend line broke to the short for the short side. Okay, the trend line breaking for the long side has to be the one that's going up, because that's the trend line breaks. Wait a minute, the trend line breaks. I guess you can use that for either side. Let me look at this in my video here. Let's see. The trend line down can be used, well, the trend line down is obviously can be used for a continuation that way, right? So, but it's also very good for the short, because if it comes back, once it breaks, okay, that's what I was missing. The trend line that we were looking for on this short side, I didn't establish that in the video. So now that's what's throwing me off here. The trend line break here, when it starts to come back down this way, is a very interesting 50%. Didn't really need that one though, because the trend line break going this way, breaks up 50% pullback, and then you're looking for whatever your risk is, risk to reward, hopefully 2-to-1, 1-to-1 even. Okay, I see that. Don't really need this trend line here for the short or the long. Interesting. Okay. All I know is it came down, came up 50%, created a great opportunity, and it's still going down. So that's good. Now the long I was trying to do was off the same trend line, the trend line break, but I wasn't looking for the 50% pullback to short it again like I just showed. I was looking for a 50% pullback this way, and we got it, and the risk was, let's see, before it went up 2-to-1, the risk was only right here. So that would have been a 2-to-1 return. Had several opportunities, but what happened was I got long on that candle there. It went all the way up here. My stop was like right here. So I ended up getting at least 3-to-1 on that before it came all the way down. Once I saw it getting red, I brought my stop up to break even, and lo and behold, it would have stopped me out for more. That's why I like to trail my stop loss. If we get in 3-to-1, trail the stop loss to at least break even. Okay, so okay, that's what happened today. I wanted to be done after my 4 losses in a row, and then I had a tiny win, and then I ended up having one more loss, which put me at a $100 loss for the day, and that's why I am closing it down. I have to start thinking in terms of real money. Okay. The real money mentality, $94 down in my last eval. These two are blown. The rest are past evals, 7. I'd like to get this 8th one passed, but I'm really going to take one account here and focus on absolutely real money mentality. And I don't want to lose more than 100. And yesterday I lost almost 200. And today I can't repeat that. Okay, so back-to-back losing days. As I continue to try my $25 to $50 risk limit strategy. I don't want to lose, really, per trade, $25 per trade, but most of the time I can get my risk down to 14 because what I do is I let price come to my limit order and I limit in at the right price. I'm going to start taking less trades, more precision, and more control over my risk, and that includes getting out when I say I'm going to get out for the day. All right, I'm down 100. I might have gone for 200 today, but I've already lost 200 yesterday, so I don't want to. And one of the big things here is to just stop trading for the day and make yourself do that. How many traders can actually do that? You know, having a lockout feature is pretty cool to have. That way you can't trade for the day. But I'm going to have to lock myself out for the day here mentally because I don't want to lose more than that. But if I see a setup, see, I said I wasn't going to trade anymore. And then I saw this possible setup here. But then I realized this was the best trade for me for the whole day. All the other trade setups were not this Fibonacci trendline break. Okay, if I must look at what I was doing here, I mean, all of these 4 circles are longs that did not work. Granted, they were only a few ticks, some of them. I mean, I think all 4 of these losses, including commissions, I was only down $79, right? So not bad. Not bad at controlling. You know, if I would have gotten in this trade right here at the top and held it all the way down, then you're talking about a much, much bigger loss. You could say, well, it came all the way back. Yeah. You don't know that it's going to do that, and you can't just keep holding a losing trade. The idea that this can just come all the way back is a rookie failing thought process, and eventually you'll learn that. You can't just hold it and hope that it comes back. That's a losing. With the evals and combines and practice accounts, that's why it's hard to really get good at trading if you stay in those, because we have to manage risk in a more realistic world sense, right? And that's what I'm trying to do by not trading anymore today. Okay, I just want to get in the video too. I did take 2 more trades. At least I took another trade here, but it was a great setup. It was only like a $5 loss or something. Broke out of this trend line here, bounced off of it, came back to 50% of this bigger move here. So it had multiple confluences, and I still lost on it. It was a small, teeny loss, and that's okay. But the process of me finding this trade and looking for the things to line up. I want a trend line break. I want a 50% pullback. And it just so happens that it was right at the bounce on the trend line. So that was another great thing. Now, why did I not get that? Well, the same way the other trade kind of failed over here. The 3 prongs, it just kept making lower and lower and lower, just inching lower and lower. So over here, you know, I had the 50% pullback and it started to turn green, and I missed that candle. It started to come back down on the 3rd candle. And I was thinking, okay, it's already done its double sweep here. I jumped in it. It went up a little bit, came right back down for a 3rd sweep. So each wick came down. That 3rd time was even lower. That's where my stop loss is always at the lowest pivot, hoping that you catch it on that 50% mark. It just happened to do a triple sweep, and that's all. There's nothing you can do about that, right? So on the first trade over here, the other trade over here, I didn't get stuck on the 3rd one. I like this trade better because it went up. I was 3-to-1 return. and I saw it coming back down. I had to break even, and we didn't lose. That was actually a small, tiny win. It was break even, really. This was a loss, a small, tiny loss. I didn't get a chance to start moving my stop loss up. It just had to sweep that third time, and that's just unfortunate. But I like these two trades out of all the 7 trades that I've done today. These two are the quality trades that I need to keep finding. So if I can find more quality setups, I guess I'll keep trading, but otherwise, because I'm not going to lose a lot. I'm only down $103. I think I was down 93 maybe. But here's where you can get into trouble. You keep trading when you tell yourself to stop trading. It's hard to do, especially in evals and combines. With real money, it's easier to do. But when I find good quality trade setups, I want to see what it's going to do. I can't be afraid to take the trade. But if I didn't take the other trades that were B, C quality setups, not an A setup, I would have more bullets in the chamber right now. I'd probably only be down $15 for the day. If I waited for these two trades, I'd have a lot more bullets in the chamber. But I've taken too many early trades. And anyway, I want to get that in the video, so I'll see you in the next one. Peace.